Okay, we're going to practice identifying how many significant figures are in each of the following types of numbers. So first, anything that's not 0 is going to be definitely considered significant. So the 9 and the 5 are significant. The questions are, what about the zeros? So these are trailing zeros, but since there's no decimal anywhere, they are not significant. So zeros that are on the end of the number are only significant if there's a decimal present. So this number has two significant figures. The next one, the 4 and the 5 are definitely significant. And then we have these. These are leading zeros, zeros in the front. Leading zeros, zeros in the front are never significant. So we only have, here we have the 7, the 8, and the 9. These two zeros are both in front, so they're leading zeros, not significant. That is a trailing zero or zero on the end. It is only significant if there's a decimal. There's a decimal, and so it is going to be considered significant. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. Okay, here we have the 7, 2, 3, and 8. So the question is, what about that zero? It's on the end, it's trailing, and there's a decimal, and so this is going to be also significant. So 5 sig figs. Then here, leading zeros are never significant, so these are not. Then we have the non-zero, 2, 1, 5, and the 3, right? This 0 is sandwiched in between these two non-zero numbers, so it's definitely significant. And then these are trailing or at the end, and there is a decimal. So these are significant. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significant figures. This number, the 9, the 8, and the 4 are definitely significant. These two zeros are sandwiched between the 9 and the 8, so they are significant. That 0 is sandwiched between the 8 and the 4, so it's significant. And then these are trailing, or they're at the end of the number, and there is a decimal, so yes, they are significant. So trailing, decimal, yes, they are significant. Trailing, no decimal, not significant. So we have 4. Here we have the 2 and the 3 are definitely significant. These are trailing or zeros at the end. There's no decimal, not significant. So this has 2 sig figs. Okay, here we have the 1 and the 2. That is a sandwiched 0, so it is also significant. These are all trailing or all ending zeros at the end of the number. No decimal, not significant. This only has 3 significant figures. This one, the 5 is significant. All of these zeros are in the front of this number, and they are never significant. Leading zeros, zeros in the front, are never significant. So this one has only 1 sig fig. All right, anytime you have times 10 to the something exponent, everything in front of the times 10 is significant, so this has 2 significant figures. Okay, here you have the 2. These zeros are at the end, yes. Decimal, yes. Significant. So all of those are significant. That gives me 4 significant figures. And then finally, here's your times 10 to the 8. Everything in front of the times 10 is significant, so we have 1, 2, 3 significant figures here.